The Bible presents the account of Moses' death in Deuteronomy chapter 34 verses 5 to 7, where it says that Moses died in Moab, and God himself buried him in an unknown location, with his burial site undisclosed to anyone. However, an intriguing passage found in the New Testament, in Jude chapter 1 verse 9, briefly mentions an unusual event involving the archangel Michael and Satan disputing over the body of Moses. Here's the relevant verse, and quote, "But Michael the archangel, when he disputed with the devil and argued about the body of Moses, did not dare pronounce against him a railing judgment, but said, 'The Lord rebuke you.'" Unquote. Why was Moses' body not found? God buried Moses. According to the passage in Deuteronomy, God buried Moses himself in a secret place, preventing anyone from finding his burial site. The Bible does not explain exactly why this was done, but several possible reasons could be inferred. Prevent idolatry. One likely reason is to prevent the Israelites from turning Moses' grave into a shrine or a site of worship. Moses was a revered leader, and his influence was immense. The Israelites, who had a tendency to fall into idol worship, as seen in incidents like the golden calf, might have been tempted to venerate his body, turning it into an object of worship rather than continuing to follow God's commands. Divine mystery and purpose. Another interpretation is that God simply chose to keep the location of Moses' body hidden to emphasize the unique nature of Moses' relationship with God. Moses was not an ordinary prophet, and his death and burial could reflect the extraordinary way God dealt with him. Why did Satan want Moses' body? The mention of Satan disputing with Michael over Moses' body in Jude chapter 1 verse 9 raises interesting questions. The Bible doesn't explicitly explain Satan's motives, but based on various theological interpretations and biblical insights, we can consider a few possible reasons to disrupt God's plan. Throughout Scripture, Satan is often seen as an adversary who seeks to oppose God's plans. He might have wanted Moses' body to somehow interfere with God's purpose for Moses, the Israelites, or the future. Since Moses' body had special significance, Satan may have sought to use it for nefarious purposes, such as leading the people astray. Accusation against Moses. Some believe Satan's dispute might have been part of his role as an accuser. In Zechariah chapter 3 verse 1-2, we see Satan accusing Joshua the high priest, and Satan could have been doing something similar regarding Moses. Moses had sinned, as seen in Numbers chapter 20 verse 12 when he struck the rock instead of speaking to it as God commanded, so Satan may have tried to argue that Moses did not deserve a proper burial or a place of honor. Prevent resurrection or glorification. Some early Christian traditions and interpretations suggest that Moses' body was protected because of its future role. For example, Moses appears with Elijah during Jesus' transfiguration in Matthew chapter 17 verses 1-3. Representing the law, Moses, and the prophets, Elijah. Satan might have sought to prevent Moses from participating in this glorified event, a symbolic battle between good and evil. The dispute over Moses' body may symbolize the ongoing cosmic battle between God's purposes and Satan's opposition to them. Moses, as a key figure in God's redemptive history, represents righteousness and the fulfillment of God's will, while Satan seeks to thwart it at every opportunity. Conclusion. While the Bible does not provide a direct explanation of why Satan wanted Moses' body, The event underscores the significance of Moses and his role in God's plan. The secret burial of Moses could have been to prevent idolatry, protect the sacredness of his legacy, and preserve the mystery of his unique relationship with God. The dispute over his body hints at the broader spiritual struggle between good and evil, with Satan seeking to challenge and disrupt God's purposes, but ultimately being rebuked by God's power through the archangel Michael.